Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another week of Ask Dee. So, I'm going to let everyone get in. Let's come on in, ask your questions as you are coming in to Ask Dee on this fine Sunday, right before we actually celebrate a holiday. I want you all to put your name in the chat, put your city, where are you from? I want to know who we're talking to. Who are we here with today on this very fine Sunday? Please put your name and your cities in the chat. Put your questions down in the chat. We are going live on Ask Dee. And so if you haven't done so yet, please like this video, share the live so that your friends, your family, other business owners, other people who are looking to get their credit in order can come on live and ask their questions as well. So everyone join in. I'm extremely excited. This is our second Ask Dee series. So I'm very, very, very excited. I actually have a very big trip coming up to the motherland of Africa. I am going to Zanzibar, baby, Zanzibar, with DJ the Money Coach and some of the 7 Fears of Money team. We're going to all go to Zanzibar. So I'm very, very hyped and excited. I'm ready to answer all of your questions before I get on the plane and get out of here. So as you guys come in, drop your name, drop your cities in the chat. I want to know where you're from. Drop your questions. And we want to welcome you guys to Ask Dee. Everybody join in, like up the live, share the live with people you may know who have credit questions. If you have a credit question, drop it down in the chat. If you have a question about entrepreneurship, drop it down in the chat. If you have questions about anything finance, drop it down in the chat and I will answer your questions to the best of my ability. So where is everybody from? We want to know where you're from. We want to know your name and we want to know your questions. So I'm going to give everybody a chance to just jump on in to Ask Dee. This is our second episode of Ask Dee. Last time we had lots of wonderful questions. A lot of people were on the live, able to get their questions answered. So I want to do the same for you guys. So I'm going to start out. I just want to give everybody a few minutes to kind of get in, get your questions. You know I get a lot of Navy Federal questions, which I do love Navy Federal. It is one of the best credit unions, period, point blank. They are the credit union that gives people a chance. Kind of like Capital One, but Capital One is a bank that I just think they could do better. But one thing that Capital One does is give everyone a chance. So Navy Federal is similar in that way. They give new credit a chance. They give challenge credit a chance. They want you to grow with them. They are amazing. I started my relationship with them before I was 18 years old. So I have had over $500,000 of credit extended to me by Navy Federal. So I know I get a lot of those questions, but that's not all I know. I have huge relationships with way bigger banks. I also obviously am an entrepreneur, business owner, investor. I do lots of different things. So I want to know your questions, whether they're credit related, personal credit, business credit, whether they're entrepreneurship, whether they're anything that you want to know. Drop it down in the chat. Hi, Michael from North Carolina. Hello. Welcome to Ask Dee. Everybody, as you join in, drop your name and your city in the chat. Like the live, share the live, have your people get on here. I don't know too many people willing to answer whatever question you have about credit, finance, business, whatever. So if you know someone, this is free 99, guys, free 99. I'm not asking anyone for anything to join into the live. I'm not asking anyone at the end of this live to buy anything. I'm literally here for free 99. I want to say this is Anais Jones. Yes, Navy Federal is her people. Yes, Navy Federal is my people too. Navy Federal gave me my first auto loan at 18 years old. So I love them. They literally, they finance so much of my life. Like, they have been on this journey with me into adulthood, into business ownership. Literally everything I've done with Navy Federal. My first auto loan with Navy Federal, my first personal loan with Navy Federal, my first home improvement loan with Navy Federal, my first business account with Navy Federal, my first credit card with Navy Federal. Like, I didn't watch YouTube and learn about Navy Federal. I've been a member for 14 years, 14 long years. They've seen a lot with me, even when I had to be off of work. Now, this is a product that I found out. I talked about this in a video a long time ago, and they don't offer this product anymore. But I do want to shout out, because they're the only bank that I know of that ever had a product like this, where if you were, you had to take a leave of absence from work, or you had to be out of your job, they actually pay your credit cards for you. And it was called something 3, M3 or something 3. And I had the product. It's like an insurance type of thing on my credit cards and on everything. So when I had to be off from work for a while, they paid for my cards. So big, huge shout out to Navy Federal. I will never take anything away from them, but there are so many other banks as well. So as everybody comes in, drop your name and your city in the chat. Drop your questions in the chat. Come on in, like the live so that other people can see this, share the live, and let's get these questions rolling in. We got 1 hour to ask as many questions as you can about credit, personal credit, business credit, entrepreneurship, investing, all the things that I actually do in my real life. I am here to talk about it. So if I have knowledge on it, then I'm going to talk about it. But I'm also going to be honest if I don't know the answer. I am not someone who is going to give you a false narrative. I would never do that. So as you guys jump in, go ahead, drop your city in the chat, drop your name in the chat. You guys know I just now started showing my face not too long ago. So I hope that you guys like this personal community that we're building here at Financially Free Dee. I hope you guys are comfortable too asking your questions. If you haven't had a chance to do so yet, join our free Facebook group. Join our free Facebook group for business owners. If you have not seen the link, click the link down in the description. You can also go to any of the community tabs. And I've posted about the Facebook group, and we're going to really get into it in the Facebook group. So I'm allowing people to kind of come in. I just opened it, I want to say last week. So right now we're just having people come in because we're going to drop so many gems on there, and it's going to be geared very much towards business owners, people who want to get into being an entrepreneur and things of that nature. So if you have not done so yet, click that link to join the free private Facebook group. Free private Facebook group. There's no scamming. There's no spamming. There's no self-promotions of trying to do a whole bunch of things. We're there for the gems. We're there to help you actually ascend to higher heights. Okay. So who we got here? Do you have a Navy Federal business account? Yes, I do. Yes, Anais, I do have a Navy Federal business account. That was actually the first business account that I opened. So when I first started my business, I opened 2 accounts. I opened 1 account with Navy Federal, 1 account with US Bank. So US Bank is my heart. That's my love on the business side. I love US Bank, and you guys will hear me talk about that a lot. I have a very strong relationship with US Bank, and right now they have one of the best things going for business owners. So if you do not know or did not know about US Bank, understand now that yes, they are amazing. But going back to Navy Federal, yes, I have a business account with Navy Federal. So I have a business checking account, I have a business savings, and business Go Rewards credit card. So yep, I do. All right, as everybody's coming in, drop your name, drop your city, like the live, share the live, get your questions down in there. We want to see these questions. We want to see your name, city, and questions in the chat. I'm going to actually give it 2 minutes, and I'm going to start jumping into these questions. So I'm just going to talk to you guys right now. How many people out here do we have that are currently business owners? If you're currently a business owner, drop a 1 in the chat. If you're currently a business owner, drop a 1 in the chat. If you are looking to become a business owner or an entrepreneur, but you have not started yet, drop a 2 in the chat. So 1, if you're currently a business owner, 2, if you are looking to begin your journey, but you haven't started yet. And drop 3 in the chat if you're just here for personal credit. You just want to, kind of use other people's money and remain at your job and use other people's money to grow. So drop a 3 in the chat. So we got a 1 in the chat. Anais, we got a current business owner. All right, everybody else, shout out to Anais. We like the engagement. All right, Michael, we got a 1 in the chat. We got another business owner. All right, who else do we have here? We want to know who we're talking to. Who are we talking to? I want to talk to those who want to talk to me. Okay, so don't be shy to ask your questions. That's what we're here for, and it's free 99. You have to pay nothing. I literally charge for consultations thousands of dollars. I charge for consultations hundreds of dollars, and you guys are getting this for free 99. So if I was you, I'm asking all the questions I want to know for free 99. Okay, so let's jump in, and I'm going to actually yes, down with the OPM, Anais. Yes, other people's money, always use other people's money. Now, you have a lot of people that'll talk about, stay out of debt and, all of these things. And when they say these things, I want to know, first of all, what is your current economical stance? Like, where do you sit on the spectrum? Are you already a multimillionaire? If you're already a multimillionaire, then it is easier for you to 10x your money because you have more discretionary income. Also, if you're saying stay out of debt, are you a business owner? Do you know the difference between good debt and bad debt? Yes, I'm not about to go to Louis Vuitton, Fendi, Chanel and spend $50,000, but I will use my business credit card to purchase assets at $50,000 a pop. Those assets that'll then make me $75,000, $100,000, $1 million over time. So that's the one thing that I'm like, I am a big advocate for OPM the right way. So you're leveraging, it's called leveraging other people's money. You're going to leverage their money to make you more money. So if I had a choice to use my money that I have in my business checking account, or I'm going to use a business credit card in which it has 0% interest and is paying me in points, is paying me in cash, is buying me equipment, it's doing all these things that business credit cards can do for you. I don't think people fully understand and I'm going to talk about it here today, all the things that business credit can do for you. So not only am I not taking from my cash flow, so my cash flow is actually accumulating more and more and more while I'm using other people's money to grow my business. So I don't believe when people say stay out of debt. Yes, stay out of bad debt. You should not be buying Louis, Fendi, Chanel, crazy things that don't matter. But would I buy a vehicle that I can use for a tax write-off? Yes, I would. In my business's name? Yes, I would. You see what I'm saying? There's a difference. So yes, Anais, we love other people's money. All right, Michael. He said, I leverage my Robinhood stock portfolio instead of using banks or credit unions unless I get a 0% APR offer. Is that better? Well, it depends. So I would say this. Again, let me give this disclaimer because I don't think that I said this in the beginning. None of this is financial advice. This is just for educational purposes and entertainment purposes. So please do your own research on every single thing that I talk about in any of my videos or any of my lives or anything that I'm talking about. Please do your own research as well. It is not financial advice, but I'm going to talk to you from personal experience and experiences of my clients. So as if you guys don't know, I am a business owner. I actually am not really just on YouTube. Actually, YouTube is something that's new to me. Social media is new to me. Prior to having a business, I had zero social media ever. So I never had social media accounts or any of that. It wasn't until I started my business, and even after I started my business, I was like, I'm unsure about this. I don't know. And someone told me, hey, you need to speak to the masses. You need to help more than just the reach of people that you already know. So you should get on YouTube. So that's how I ended up on YouTube. But to answer your question, Michael, so it depends on what you're trying to do, right? So if I'm leveraging a bank, like for example, I just got approved for two $50,000 loans, right? So the reason why I decided to take a loan is because I need the hard cash. I need the cash because I'm going to take that cash and put it in a hard asset investment. So that loan, I pay 8% interest on, but I am predicting to 10x that when the asset is completed. You understand? So you have to leverage based on what you're doing. So if I'm running ads or if I'm marketing or something like that, I'm going to use a 0% interest business credit card. If I am, let's say, I am looking to do something short term, I'm going to like payroll or something like that. I need to make payroll. Then I may take a line of credit from the bank. Or I may do what you're doing, like you said, leveraging your stock portfolio with Robinhood instead of paying huge interest. Like I'm not going to take a loan or something from a bank for payroll. I'm not going to do that. So Michael, it depends on what you're using this capital for. So I hope that answers your question. So there's always a time and a place for everything. There's a time and a place for using 0% interest business credit cards. I use 0% interest business credit cards every day, my everyday life. My whole life is a business expense because all I do is business. Everybody that I hang out with, everybody that I talk to, every event that I do has something to do with my business. So I run that card up and that card pays me. It pays me. I have multiple cards. They pay me a lot to use them. So that's my everyday. So business credit cards, everyday expenses. Lines of credit or leveraging your stock portfolio sometimes for like short-term things like payroll, or if you are doing a real estate investment and you need to come with the earnest money or you need to come with a down payment, but you're doing a fix and flip, so it's going to be done in 90 days or something like that, just hypothetically speaking, that's another good time to leverage your stock portfolio or a line of credit. A loan is used typically for long-term investments. So things that are going to take 12, 18 months, 5 years, 10 years, and it's a larger amount, but you're going to get a higher return. So I hope that answers your question, Michael. So everybody that's just coming in, like this live, share this live, allow people to come in, ask their questions, drop your name and your city in the chat. I want to talk to you all just like you're talking to me. You get to see my face. You guys know I did not used to show my face at all. I'm a very, very, very private person. So this is still, so if you guys see that I'm kind of awkward or a little jittery sometimes, it's because I am very private and I never, ever, ever, ever tell what I have going on publicly. But I understand that we need to be educated as a people for the opportunities that are out there. The people who are already really wealthy, they know these things. They're not coming down to tell us these things. So it's on me to take the knowledge that I'm learning from these wealthy people or these people who've been in business 30, 40 years, 20 years, and come back and tell you guys. So that is the only reason why I'm showing my face. I'm showing my face so that we can build this community. You guys can trust me and we get to know each other and we build together. So said all that to say this, drop those names and cities in the chat. Drop your comments in the chat. I want to know your questions. This is free 99. I don't, free 99 may not be forever. So go ahead, drop those comments in the chat, like the live, share the live. Let's see what we got going on next. Anais says, when should I apply for a business loan with Navy Federal? I started my business in May. Okay, so I would say this to answer that question, Anais, is one, what do you need the loan for? That's really important. So a business loan isn't always the answer. So again, as I explained earlier, business loans are best used when it's a long-term purchase. So anything over a year, 18 months, 5 years, that type of thing. If you need working capital, then you don't necessarily need a loan sometimes. Like, are you buying a building? Are you renting a building? Or do you just need to pay for expenses? What is the loan for? That's what we need to know, is what is the loan for? Now, based on what the loan is for, then I'm going to ask you, okay, how much money do you have in your accounts at Navy Federal? I'm going to ask you, what is your personal credit score? These are all things that you need to look at before thinking about taking a loan. So you need to understand what you need the money for. So everybody out here watching, best advice to how to use other people's money. So clip this up, Dom. Here is my advice on how and when to use other people's money. Okay? So number one, you need to determine first and foremost what the loan is for, or what the capital is needed for. Number two, you need to determine how much is needed. What is the dollar amount? Number three, you need to determine the time frame. How long do you need this capital for? The time frame. Number four is, all right, do I have a relationship with this bank? Right? What does the relationship mean? Do you have a business checking account? Do you have a savings account? Do you have a merchant's account? What do you have with the bank? Right? What products do you have with them? And then the last thing that you need to understand is, how long have you been in business? What is your history, right? So based on answering those questions is what you should have, right? So one, there's several different types of loan products, right? So you can have SBA loans. That's what I just got, is an SBA loan. So SBA loans are a hidden gem that a lot of people think, oh my gosh, it's all of this work that goes into it. Yes, depending on what type of loan it is. But for me, mine was fairly easy. Now, you don't get the money right away. It takes a few weeks for it to go through. But if you have all of your stuff in order, like me, mine was approved in like 2 weeks, honestly. So there's SBA loans. There's regular business loans. So an SBA loan, if I needed something for 5 years, I would take an SBA loan, because one, they have lower interest rates and they're willing to work with lower credit scores and things like that. So SBA loan. Number two would be a bank loan. Bank loan, again, long-term, 18 months, 24 months, 5 years, 10 years, whatever. A lot of them are going to 60 months right now, which is five years. So long-term loan product. A line of credit. A line of credit is like a credit card, but it is cash. So you can use it and pay it back. Use it, pay it back. Use it, pay it back. And you don't have to keep applying. It's there. So for example, I have one line of credit, $50,000. If I used off $50,000 right now, I use it, I pay it back, I can get another $50,000. Do it again, pay it back, another $50,000 for however long I have that line of credit. So line of credit could be 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. It can be forever. They reevaluate it typically every like 2-3 years though. So that's a line of credit. That's used for like payroll. A lot of people use it for payroll. A lot of people use it for like a fix and flip type of thing. You need to bring earnest money, or you need to put a down payment on property or land or whatever. They'll use a line of credit. Next is credit cards. So business credit cards. So business credit cards I use for everything. I use it for everything that you possibly can. I use it because they pay me. They're the only loan product that pays you. I hope this didn't go past you guys. Business credit cards are the only loan product that actually pays you. You're not, you pay them, but they pay you, right? So one thing that's really very valuable with business credit cards is choosing the right ones. So for example, just yesterday, this is like a little more of an advanced ideology of how to use other people's money. But once you start to amass a lot of credit, then you're going to look for other ways to use it, right? So for me, I have a business credit card with American Express. So if you haven't checked it out yet, please check out my American Express videos, my shorts. I have the links in the description. Now, American Express, they have a business platinum card, in which I'm about to do a video on actually, and it'll be coming out on Tuesday. But they literally just paid for my electronical equipment for my office. So I got a laptop. I got what else did I get? I got a microphone. So that's why I don't have a microphone right now. I'm waiting for it to come. And I got a charging station. American Express paid for that, not me. I didn't spend $1. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna repeat that again. American Express paid for that, not me. Okay, so I have other business credit cards where I literally have $1,500 in cash just sitting there waiting for me to take it because that credit card paid me. So very important, Anais, to answer your question. What do you need the capital for? Right? That's the first question. And then depending on what you need the capital for is whether you should apply for a loan or not. And depending on what type of loan it is, determines if you should apply with Navy Federal or apply with a different institution. So I hope that answers your question. There is criteria with Navy Federal, in which, you have to bank with them for a certain amount of time. You have to have, I think, a certain amount of years in business, 2 years in business, different things like that. So you want to make sure that you meet the criteria. So I would need to know more about your business, but I hope that answers your question. All right, everybody. So anybody else, drop your questions in the comment section. Drop them down in the chat. Listen, we got 30 minutes here. I want to answer all of your questions. If you have not done so yet, put your name and your city in the chat. Drop your questions. Like the live. If you haven't liked the live, if you like the answers that you all are getting from me, if you like that I'm answering you honestly and answering your exact questions, like the live, share the live with individuals who may have questions about credit. It can be personal, it can be business, it can be anything business finance, anything about entrepreneurship, investing. I'm here to answer these questions. So, Ahmed, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Ahmed said you and your information are epic. Thank you. I do appreciate it. I want to come on here and be as valuable. You guys use me. Normally, I wouldn't say that. Normally, I wouldn't want someone to use me. But in this case, use me to your benefit. Use my brain. Use the relationships that I have. Use the knowledge that I have. Use the experience, even the mistakes that I've made. I've made mistakes, plenty of them, because I was learning. So if you want to avoid those mistakes, ask the questions. Never be too shy to ask the questions, especially when you're paying free $99. When they're free, and normally it would cost you thousands of dollars to get someone to sit down and answer your questions, I would be asking questions. So definitely drop your questions in the chat. Drop your name, your city. Be sure to like the live and be sure to share it. All right. So username Tammy Gladney 680Q. Yes, 6808. Question is, do I automatically become a member of Navy Federal when I join the flagship checking account? So how Navy Federal works is you have to apply for membership first. You cannot just open a checking account. You have to be approved for membership first. And that is how all credit unions work, actually. Every last credit union, you have to apply for membership. You don't just walk in like a regular bank. So you have to apply for membership. So, again, if you want to become a Navy Federal member, you have to be an active duty military service member, or a veteran or family member, or be a DoD contractor, which is Department of Defense contractor. Um, you can be a household member of someone who is already a member of Navy Federal Credit Union. Um, you can also be an intern at Navy Federal and become a member. But yes, there is criteria. You have to meet the criteria to be a member. So it is not open to everyone. So again, I would advise anyone that has access and ability to join Navy Federal to do so. Navy Federal gives a bag. They give you a lot of money in Navy Federal, even to people who do not, did not previously have credit or don't have the best credit. They will give you opportunity. And that's why I speak so highly of them, not because it's what's on the internet. Again, I can start pulling out my cards and my receipts. I've been a member for 14 years before YouTube was even a thing. And they have given me so much. So if you have the ability, if you have a family member, so a mother, a father, a grandmother, grandfather, a sister, a brother, mother, father, I already said that, join Navy Federal. If they are a prior service member of the military, so Army, Air Force, Navy, Marine, National Guard, Coast Guard. If you have the ability to do so, I would join Navy Federal because they really, 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 really do care for their members, and they give you a lot. They give you a whole lot. So I hope that answers your question, Tammy. Anybody else here in the chat, go ahead, drop your questions down in the chat. If you haven't done so already, give me your name, your city. Make sure you like the live. Make sure you share the live and drop those questions in the chat. All right. Michael Woodset, what's your favorite brokerage and why? All right. So I use TD Ameritrade. That's who I have, which is, I think Charles Schwab just bought them out, actually. But the reason why they are my favorite is because, one, their customer service. So I'm going to start from the very beginning. Their customer service is amazing. When I first opened the account, this was, I want to say 4 years ago, I didn't know anything about investing or what to do or how to do it, or, and I would call their customer service. Actually, I literally would call them and say, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. How do you do that? Now, they can't give you investment advice unless they do offer that as a service. Like to have an actual investor invest your money for you and stuff like that. But they'll literally walk you through, hey, like, for example, I have the reinvestment tool turned on. So as I accrue dividends, I just reinvested. And I didn't know how to do that at first. So I called them and they walked me through it. So I like them for that a lot. I really like them for that. I like TD Ameritrade for the fact that they had the simulator as well to practice paper trading. I really like that. So I think it's very like beginner friendly, and they offer so many different products. So you can get all of the Charles Schwab products as well as their products. Well, Charles Schwab has brought them out now, but like, so if you invest in index funds and stuff like that, ETFs, you can get ETFs that are not TD Ameritrade ETFs, but are Charles Schwab ETFs, which all brokerages don't allow you to do that. So there's a lot of reasons why I like TD Ameritrade, but those are the main ones. I like the interface too. It's very easy to read. I'm not gonna pull up my account on here, but it's very easy to read. Very easy to read. I just always look at my balance. I look at the charts. They have really easy to read charts. they're really good. Really, if we're talking about customer service, I think they are the best in the game. So I hope that answers your question, Michael. I really do like them. Of course, they have no fees, unless you're investing in, international ADRs and stuff like that. But yeah, they're really great. I really, 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 really like them. So that is my answer for that one, Michael. All right, Stan. Hello, how long should you have the pledge loan for? So you can have the pledge loan for as long as you want. So I know they have one that goes up to 5 years, and then they have one that goes beyond 5 years. So I will tell you what I would use a pledge loan for. And then you can make the determination as to how long you should have it and how beneficial it will be for you. So you have to first and foremost understand how personal credit works. So personal credit is based on your history, right? So that makes up 35% of your credit score is your payment history. Your payment history is 35% of your credit score. The other 30% of your credit score is your utilization, right? So if I'm using a pledge loan, I am someone who has a very thin credit profile, meaning I haven't had a lot of loans, I haven't had a lot of credit cards, I haven't had a lot of that, or I have bad credit and I need to add some positive accounts to my credit report, right? So if it's me and I'm in either one of those categories, I'm going to get the longest term that I can get. And why is that? Because it's going to show on your credit report for that time frame. So if you're a person who has bad credit or you have a thin credit profile and then you add a trade line that's 5 years or 10 years, that's going to reflect on your credit report in a positive way. So to answer your question, Stan, for me, I did the one that was 5 years. That's what I did. I did 5 years, and I did it because I needed to add more credit to my profile. So that was I didn't have bad credit, but I needed more credit on my profile. So I needed to show a loan, a bank loan, an installment loan for that 5 years so that can add to my payment history and also my age. Because understand how loans work. Once the loan is closed, once you've paid off the loan, it gets closed. So you lose that credit history, which is a big part of your credit profile. So if I'm you or if I'm me, I'm doing the longest period that I can afford to do. So I hope that answers your question, Stan. All right. So, Anais, did they start you off with a $500 credit limit at Navy Federal? Are you talking about with the credit card or are you talking about with what? So if we're talking about on the personal side, I started off with a $3,000 credit card on the personal side. On the business side, I started out with a $25,000 credit card. So I hope that answers your question, Anais. All right, guys. So as we have people putting their questions in the chat, please be sure to like the live, share the live with anybody that you know that may have challenged credit or may want to learn how to get business credit or wants to have an 800 credit score like I do. So my receipts are my receipts. I have proof of all of these things. I don't just come on the internet and just say things that I don't really know about. I actually have a 800 personal credit score. And we all know that it's not just about personal credit scores. It's also about your credit profile. So not only do I have an 800 credit score, I have a very extensive credit profile, meaning I can walk into a bank and get $25,000 on the business side, on the personal side. I don't have any credit cards that are less than $25,000. So as you grow, you have to start wherever you are. Like I just told Anais, I started out with a $3,000 credit card. That was my first credit card. It was $3,000. But as a big girl, as a woman now, I need big limits, because of the amount of spend that I have, the expenses that I have. So I need all of my cards to be 25,000 and above. So every business credit card, every personal credit card that I have is $25,000 and above. So if you yourself or anybody that you know needs to learn how to get to that point, then you need to share with them this live. You need to like this live so that they can see it, and put your comments down in the comment section or in the chat. All right. DJE Clips. What steps can I take to separate personal and business credit to protect my personal assets? Great question, DJE. That is a great question. All right. So first things first, you should have a personal checking account and a personal savings account, and you should have a business checking account and a business savings account, right? So we start with the bank accounts. That's first and foremost. That's how you start to separate your assets, right? Then the next step is going to be making sure that you have a personal credit card that you only use for personal expenses, and then making sure that you have a business credit card that you only use for business expenses, right? So if you are a business owner and your whole life, like me, your whole life is your business, then you pretty much use your business credit card for everything. But if you're not at that level yet, then you need to be sure that you're using your personal credit cards for your personal. So if you have a personal expenses that you're spending, make sure they're only done on your personal credit cards, and you pay those bills only from your personal checking accounts or your personal savings accounts, right? So on the business side, same thing. Everything for your business, pay for it on a business credit card, or through your business checking accounts. Keep them separate. So for a lot of people, the thing is, they started their business with their personal money, right? So this is where having accounting software is super important, bookkeeping software. So if you are a business owner, an aspiring business owner, or you're currently a business owner, then you should have QuickBooks. You should have QuickBooks. Just in case you guys don't know, my background is actually, like, when I was in a corporate job, it's in corporate finance and accounting. That's what I did. And so for many years, since I was 18, for a very long time. So you need to, not want to, you need to have a bookkeeping software, right? So in that bookkeeping software, you will be able to say, okay, me, the individual DJE, I loaned my business, or I paid $1,000 for these expenses for my business. So if you had a bookkeeping software, then you could show that in your bookkeeping software, and you can legally do a notarized letter that stated, hey, DJE loaned XYZ business $1,000, right? So now you got it separate. So you spent $1,000 in expenses on your personal credit card or in your personal account before you knew about business credit, right? So then you're going to get a notarized letter, a loan document that you literally can type up yourself and say, I, DJE, loaned XYZ business $1,000. And then you have an accounting software. Dom, I don't know if I've given you the link yet, but I'm going to put the link in this chat for you guys to actually get a discount on QuickBooks. So they're giving it to me. I'm a QuickBooks accountant as well. But that's another portion of my business. I do bookkeeping and accounting for business owners. So they have given me a discount code for anyone of my clients, my viewers, my subscribers. So you will receive a 30% discount on QuickBooks if you would like to get QuickBooks or you don't have it already. I suggest, if you are a business owner, I don't care if you're brand new, I suggest that you get the lowest tier of QuickBooks and you start to track all those expenses. Because let me tell you, when tax time rolls around, you're going to want those write-offs. You're going to want them. So that is how you keep them separate, DJE. You need to have a personal checking and savings and personal credit card. And then on the business side, a business checking and savings and a business credit card. Okay. Very, very, very important. And then you use your accounting software or your bookkeeping software, such as QuickBooks, to keep them separate. So I hope that answers your question, DJE. I hope that answers your question. I know that was long, but I hope that answers your question. All right, great. He said this is great. All right, good. I was hoping I didn't lose you. So let's get some more questions. You guys, I'm listen, I'm hyped. I'm about to go to Zanzibar with my team, myself, DJ the Money Coach, and the 7 Spheres of Money team. We are actually building a resort in Zanzibar, and we actually leave next week. So I'm super excited, guys. I'm going to try. So I'm saying this as a disclaimer. I'm going to be in the motherland for a whole month. And I don't know, I'm going to be moving around. I got a lot of business to do while I'm there. So I'm going to try my best to go live from Zanzibar so that you guys can see everything I talk about. I have receipts. Everything I talk about, I really do. I am not a person who comes on the internet and pretends to live a life that I don't really live. What you see is what you get with me, okay? So I'm going to try my very best to go live in Zanzibar, but I am not going to make any promises, guys. So please don't hold me to it. So if you don't see any Ask D's for the month of July, that is why. I'm going to be in Zanzibar with my team. Okay, so I'm going to try my very best. So get all your questions in just in case I'm not able to go live, but I am going to try because I want you guys to see how beautiful Africa is. Literally the most beautiful place I've ever been in my life. Okay. And I'm so excited that we're going back again. I'm so excited to see how much our resort has been built. I'm so excited to go stay in our condo that we already have, that's already ready to be lived in per se. So I'm very, 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 very excited to go back to Zanzibar, guys. So just letting you know, I will be gone to Africa for the month of July. So I'm going to try my best to do these Ask D's on Sundays. And so if you guys ever don't get an Ask D, just know it's because I'm somewhere else. I'm somewhere else on business. And that's why I'm unable to, do it on Sundays if I'm not here. But I'm going to try to show up for you guys so that you guys can get those questions answered. Okay, so drop your questions in the chat. The time is now. We got 10 minutes left. We got 10 minutes left of Ask D. So if you have not done so yet and you're just coming in, drop your name and your city in the chat. Drop your question in the chat. Make sure you like the live. Make sure you share the live with anybody who wants to be a part of anything with entrepreneurship, anything with credit. Doesn't have to only be business credit. I know a lot of people mistake that a lot, but personal credit is the foundation. If your personal credit is not good, you're not going to have good business credit. You're not. And anybody telling you any different is not telling you the truth. So you need to have your personal credit together so then you can get the big bags on the business side. Like I talk about, I got 50,000 here, 50,000 there, 25,000 here, 30,000 there. That was because I had my personal credit in order. So if you don't even want to be a business owner, you just want to make sure you can use other people's money to become financially free, because that's what this channel is all about. Financial freedom. Hi, Kadera. So guys, just so you know, if you watched my previous video about using the American Express credit cards to fund a whole entire vacation, if you have not seen that video yet, go check it out. It's the last video posted on the channel. I was with this girl here, Kadera, the queen of systems. This is my girl. She actually does all the system engineering for my business. So she does everything tech. Listen, I'm not a tech person. So if you are a business owner and you need a system in your business so that you can be in different countries like me, like I am, sometimes I'm talking to you guys or I'm creating videos. I'm not even in the United States. And you want to be able to do that and you're a business owner, check her out. You can, write her in the chat or whatever. But that's my girl. Hi, Kadera. So everybody else, drop those questions. I don't see those questions coming in. I know there's not only 5 questions. So again, we're in our last 10 minutes of the live. Drop those questions in the chat. It's free 99. All right, Mr. Ray Mormon, Detroit. Can you remove a discharge bankruptcy from your credit report right after it's discharged? Yes, you can. You can remove a discharged bankruptcy. Yes, you can. You have to do a credit repair process. So when you're removing things from your credit report, that's considered credit repair or credit restoration. So there's a difference between credit repair and credit building. So credit building just means I don't have enough accounts, I don't have enough credit history, but I don't have anything negative on my report. But that's credit building. You just need to get higher limits. You need to show that you're responsible with other people's money. Now, on the flip side, what you're asking for, Ray, is called credit repair. So yes, you can do it, but it is a process. So understand that you're going to have to work the process of the bankruptcy being removed, but yes, it can be done. So to answer your question, yes, it can be done, but you will need to do the credit repair process. Now, that's an offline conversation. I can't go into full detail on that here, but yes, to answer your question, it can be done. So you can look into the process yourself. You can do it yourself. You can DIY it, or if you want to set up a consultation with me so we could talk about it, you can click the link that should be in the description too. Now, disclaimer, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know if I have any slots available right now because, like I said, I leave next week to Zanzibar. So my calendar should be closed beginning on Thursday. Thursday it should be closed. So if you want to meet with me, you definitely can click the link to schedule a consultation. But if not, you can definitely do your own due diligence, do your own research, and figure out how to do the process of removing the bankruptcy from your credit report. But yes, it can be done, Ray. Roy, I'm sorry. Yes, it can be done, Roy. Can be done. It can be done. You can practically remove anything from your credit. You just got to be willing to work the process. Everybody wants a overnight thing. You will never hear me say that on this channel. I will never say anything can be done overnight unless it was literally done overnight. I won't say that. Okay. All right. JC Israel. Hi D, it's Mike. I just want to ask, do you have any creative ways to pay off student loan debt since they have done away with the giveaway money? Yes. Okay. So this is the myth that I want to kind of dispel, right? So everybody wants their student loans completely removed, right? But before you do that, I want you to think about, is your student loan debt the longest amount of debt that you have on your credit history? And is it the largest amount of money that you've ever been loaned? Because understand, remember what I said earlier, once it's closed, it's removed. It's removed. It's still on your credit report, but it doesn't add to your age, and it doesn't add to showing that you're paying every single month. So a lot of people, and this happened to my client, and I warned them, they rush to close those loans, the student loans, and then they lose all of their credit history because that was the only credit or the longest standing credit that they had. So one thing that I would tell you to plan for, JC, is make sure before you pay this off or you do any of that you have other items on your credit, other items that have been there 5 years. A lot of people say over 2 years. I say 5 years, 2 years minimum. You need accounts on your credit that you've had longer than 2 years. 5 years, really, to me, but 2 years minimum. And you want to make sure that you have something else on your credit that has a large amount on it as well. So a large limit. So like a mortgage or an auto loan or a high limit credit card before you close the student loan debt. So yes, there are ways. And actually the king of knowing how to pay off your student loan debts is actually DJ the Money Coach. So I don't know if you are familiar with him, but I am a part of the DJ the Money Coach team and the 7 Spheres of Money. And so he's actually helped some other of our members remove their student loan debt. I never had student loan debt. So honestly speaking, that's not my expertise. But if you have not done so yet, or you want to speak with someone about specifically how to remove that debt or pay off that debt, I should say, not remove it. Because listen, it can be removed from your credit report without you paying it off. So that, just to let you know, JC. So if you just want it off of your credit report, that's different. But if you actually want to pay off the debt, I would say get with DJ the Money Coach. I'll put the link in the description or in the chat to actually get a consultation with him, JC, because that would be his expertise, not mine. So if you want to actually remove the debt off your credit report, but you don't want to pay it off, come talk to me. But if you want to actually pay it off, then you got to talk to DJ the Money Coach. So I hope that answers your question, JC. Again, that's another, that's a process. All right. So DJ the Money Coach link has been put in the chat. All right. All righty. So we have 1 minute left. I'm gonna take one more question, guys, and I'm gonna give all the disclaimers in here that I've talked about already. So if you want a credit card that is going to pay you, okay? And you want to take free trips, you want to have all kinds of benefits, you want to get free equipment, you want to do American Express Business Platinum Card. If you have not watched my previous video about having a fully paid vacation with a credit card, they paid it. I did not pay it. Again, I will repeat, and they paid me points. Go watch the previous video that I have on my channel about turning credit into cash with American Express. That's one. Number two, if you are a business owner or you're an entrepreneur and you've started to incur business expenses, you need to get QuickBooks. And I actually have a 30% off discount for all my clients, my subscribers, and my viewers. I don't have the link in the chat right now. I will put it in the description. So if you are watching this as a replay, it's going to be in the description, and it's going to be the first pinned comment on this in the comment section. Okay, that's QuickBooks. Number 3, if you are not already, join our free private Facebook group for business owners. If you think I gave away a lot of information in these lives, which I'm going to do for free 99 as long as I can, join the Facebook group, because we really get into it. We really talk about the banks. We talk about all the cards. We talk about how to get approved. We talk about everything. All right. So I just opened that group. So when you join there's nothing in there yet, but I'm coming with all the fire. Okay. All the gems. All right. And number 4, if you have specific instances like we just talked about, like student loan debt, definitely hit that link to talk to DJ the Money Coach. He's the king of that. He's helped people I know get their, pay down their student loan debt. That's not my thing. I'm going to be very honest. I never had student loan debt. So if you want it removed from your credit report, though, which is a totally different thing, then click the consultation link down below to have a consultation with me. Like I said, I will be leaving to the beautiful Zanzibar, and I will be unavailable for a whole month. So, do so if you can right away. If you have other questions that you want to talk about your specific situation in great detail and you want my help, then you can definitely book a consultation with me. I don't know if we have any more questions. I want to take one. Listen, I feel like I wanted to answer more questions and you guys were being shy. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. All right, last question. We got Mr. DJE in the chat. How can I establish a strong credit history for my startup if I have no prior business credit? Ooh, that's a good one. DJE, you got the good questions. All right. So first and foremost, to establish a strong business credit history, you have to have a strong personal credit history. And I know you guys are probably, oh my gosh, Dee, you keep saying this over and over and over again, but it's the truth. Your personal credit, especially when you're first starting out, when you're a new business, your personal credit actually, your business credit will mirror your personal credit. So say, for example, you guys want to know why I was able to come into the bank as a brand new business, literally brand new, out the gate, not even, I don't even know if I was 2 weeks old, and get a $25,000 business credit card, is because I had a $25,000 personal credit card. So if you want to start to establish good business credit, DJE, you need to establish good personal credit, high limits on your personal side. And there's strategies on how to highly increase your credit limits. So if once you have that together on the personal side, you can get whatever you want on the business side. It's just about working with the right lenders. So then you have to know what's the right banks. Who are the banks that are going to give me the bag? Who's going to give me $25,000 as a brand new business? That's not every bank. That's not every lender. So that's how you do it. You got to make sure your personal credit is intact, your personal credit limits are high, and then move over to business credit and allow it to mirror and go over to the other side. Then once you start building on the business side and you do good with that, you can get anything. I can get anything right now, literally, especially once you hit 2 years in business. Once you hit 2 years in business, the floodgates open up. But as a brand new business, you can get $100,000. I just did it. I got more than that with receipts. I'm not making this up. All the cards are in my name or in my business's name. So I hope that helps, DJE. And if you guys have further questions, like I said, join that free Facebook group. It's free 99. Or if you have specific questions where you really want me to break it down for you, really break it down for you, then click that consultation link so that we can get on a consultation and we can look at your actual specific situation. I know everybody doesn't want to tell everything on the internet. So that's where you would have to actually schedule a consultation with me. So guys, I think this concludes Ask Dee. Again, I am going to try my very best, I promise you, to come live in Zanzibar. Now, I will be on a plane on Sunday, this next coming Sunday. So I might try to like pre-record something or whatever. So if you guys have questions that you want, please put them down in the comment section if you're watching the replay, or go underneath our community post when we talk about Ask Dee and put your questions. Do that very quickly so that I can record it before I leave, because I will be on a very long plane ride, and I will be in Zanzibar. So I will try my best to be here as much as I can for you guys every Sunday. But if I cannot come live in July, you guys know it's because I'm in Zanzibar. But when I come back, we are back and we are stronger and better than ever. So all the links that I mentioned will be in the description and in the pinned comments for DJ the Money Coach, for myself, for QuickBooks, and for American Express. So thank you all for joining me on this fine Sunday. If you celebrate, I hope that you have a wonderful holiday. Please be safe, drink responsibly if you drink, and join that free Facebook group. And I will see you guys in the next Ask Dee. Have a wonderful day. Bye.